Hi everybody and welcome to Test Drive Tuesday with Jim Bass Cars and Trucks. Today we are in the all-new, fully redesigned 2018 Ford Expedition Max Limited, and we are with Bryce Ward. Bryce is one of our newer sales professionals at Jim Bass Cars and Trucks. Bryce, what do you think about this Ford Expedition Max?
Well, the one thing that's different about this Expedition Max is a lot of people had an issue about it being too long. I actually had a customer not too long ago went on a test drive with them, and they actually mentioned that they didn't feel like they were driving a bus. They liked the extra space in the back, but they were worried about the length of the vehicle being too long, and they actually mentioned that it was not too long for them. So
Absolutely. I've seen a few different reviews that talk about how from the outside you're still getting this full-size SUV, and especially in the Max with all the extra room, but when you're actually driving it, it doesn't feel like that anymore. You got plenty of power to pull it. You don't feel like you're struggling. I think they did really good with the redesign here. And looking at the front, you know, all these people that are used to Ford F-150s, that's the kind of the look they're going to get here in the front. You see a lot of similar features with your sync display, your 8-inch touchscreen, and everything like that up front. What all do you have on that touchscreen?
well, here now, as opposed to using your buttons, so your climate control and all this, you can actually just touch this button here. You can adjust your dual heating and cooling here. You got a heated steering wheel. I mean, you can set it to your feet by touchscreen, your defrost by touchscreen. You got your rear views. You can turn it on and off right here. You can hit your dual to where you can swap it over to over there. You have your phone button. You have your navigation screen. You have your button where it sets up all your apps, find mobile apps. Obviously our phone's not hooked up right now, so you can go to your settings. You'll find your Bluetooth, your phone, your navigation, your radio, your sound. You can actually swipe everything over. You got your 911 assist. You have your Wi-Fi hotspot, your lighting, your ambient lighting for how you want to have all your lighting on your back screen.
Yeah, that Wi-Fi hotspot comes with the Sync Connect in this vehicle, where you can actually lock and unlock and start and stop your vehicle, get health alerts all through your smartphone. And it'll even tell you, you know, if you're in a building somewhere and you don't have eyes on your vehicle and your alarm goes off, your phone will even give you an alert to that. So it's a great security feature on there. Go back to the home screen there for a minute, right up in your sync, and I'll be able to show you this. Right there on your navigation section, you can see we're on the loop right now here in San Angelo, and it tells us that we're on the loop, we're heading east, and it also tells us that the speed limit's 65 miles per hour. So, I mean, it gives you a great bit of information. I know that I've been on a road a few times, I'm like, I haven't seen the last speed limit sign. Well, it'll give it to you right there, which is really nice and convenient.
The other thing about that, I had a customer ask me the other day, it was if this navigation was updated, because a lot of the other navigations aren't very updated. And you know, now it's showing you, like you mentioned, the speed limit. No matter where you're at, if you don't see the speed limit, it's all going to be updated to 2018, and you can have every spec that's going on in this navigation.
Absolutely. They've done an amazing job redesigning not only the body style of this vehicle, but the technology in the 2018 Fords are amazing. Speaking about technology, you know, looking over at your steering wheel, you have plenty of buttons on there. What do you got on that steering wheel?
Well, over here, as I'm going around the loop, I have all my options here. I can hit my down arrow, I have my fuel history, I've got my average speed, I've got my compass, my north, south, east, and west. I've got the engine on normal operations, I go all the way up. And you have your trip, to where it shows you how many miles per gallon, how many miles you have till empty, shows you your hours on your trip on your engine. You have your trip 2, where you can set another second trip if you want to, your fuel economy, all the rest of that. Then you also have your adaptive cruise control, and your adaptive cruise control. You have some options here to where it actually allows you to set distance between the vehicle in front of you. So when you actually come up on top of a vehicle, the vehicle actually slows you down itself and keeps you at the distance that you would like to be from that vehicle that's in front of you. And then over here you have your Bluetooth options, you have your volume, you have your, if you want to switch your stations, you got some arrows here, you can call. All you got to do is just hit your button here. You can talk to your vehicle. You can say, I want to call Brian. The phone will pick up, call Brian. You don't have to let go of your steering wheel. You don't have to do anything. You don't even have to let your eyes off the road.
Absolutely. Well, let's get a feel for the interior of this Expedition Max Limited. We're looking at a lighter color interior, all leather in this particular model that we're in. You have your big center console here. Coming to the back, you have your all leather still, of course. You have your captain's chairs that have individual armrests. Those also fold all the way down, and it actually has a tilt and release here, this button on the side for you to tilt up and slide forward the back captain's chair for you to get a lot easier access to the third row. Now, speaking of the third row, we're looking at part of it here. Part of it is folded down. These are power folding from the back. You can power fold both of those flat to get even more room. And then looking on these side buttons here, those are actually power third row seats. So you can tilt this seat backwards and forwards to get a more comfortable adjustment in the back. And I mean, I'm 6'5". I can sit in the third row and I can be incredibly comfortable. Talking about power points, you do have a USB port on each side of the third row. Coming here to the back of the center console for your second row passengers, you have a digital display, and when I say digital, you have your audio here, and then even the rear AC control. You can see here, as soon as I turn it, I'm at 61 degrees, and I can change that, and I can have my own rear AC or heating back here. You have your full household 110 outlet here, as well as your 2 USB ports right there. I mean, there's a lot of power points in here. And if you notice, when we were going around, you'll see the speakers on the doors. Take a look right up there at the front, and that's going to be your B&O premium sound system inside of this, and it has incredible sound. What kind of driver comfort settings do you have over there, Bryce?
I have 3 different settings that I can have. I actually have adjustable foot pedals. I can set wherever, say I have another customer, he likes to be leaned back a little bit. He likes to have his lumbar up a little bit. You can set that to number 1, as opposed to 2 and 3. They like to sit a little different. All you got to do is just hit that setting. It'll save your setting, and it'll keep you comfortably as you're driving down the road for that certain person.
Absolutely. You also have your heated and cooled seats.
Right.
And then also brand new for the Ford Expedition, you don't see a steering column shift. You don't see a traditional shifter right there on the center console. What you have there is that dial. And a lot of our Ford Fusion owners will be used to that dial, and it creates a lot of great space down there. And then you also have your drive mode button down there. What else do you have on that center console area?
Well, your center console area, you're going to have your parallel parking. You're going to have a parking where it allows you to notify if you're backing into something. Even all this, even your steering wheel. Up here at the top, you have it detects the lanes if you're driving side to side. If you're swerving over into the right-hand lane, your steering will actually vibrate. You swerve over to the left-hand lane, it actually vibrates. The vehicle actually allows you to know, it notifies you when someone's actually passing you as well. So there's a lot of features to this vehicle that a lot of people are not used to, where you really don't even have to do much anymore. All you got to really do is just sit in the seat and push the gas pedal and steer.
Absolutely. I mean, it's made it very easy to be able to drive these bigger vehicles that in the past people have found difficult. So he was talking about, when somebody's passing you or anything like that, you have your integrated blind spot monitoring there in the top right corner of your side mirrors, and that's going to have a light that comes up. We're going to go ahead and show you the backup camera here in a minute, and everybody knows that Ford's backup camera, you just can't beat it. I mean, Ford's backup camera is incredibly crystal clear. This Expedition actually has multiple different camera views that you can cycle through, and we'll show you that here in a second. A few other things to go off of, you do have your buttons here at the top for your lighting, your sunglass holding right there on the visor. You have your buttons that you can program any kind of gates, garage doors. You have 3 different programmable buttons into that. And then you have your full dual panoramic moonroof, which is an amazing feature. I absolutely love those. And it is power. So he's opening it right now in just a little bit to give you a view. It is amazing, and it's a 2-touch system. So the first time opens it halfway, and then the second time you go with it, it opens the second half of it. So we're pulling over here into this parking lot to show you this backup camera and the 360 camera that it comes with, and Bryce is going to go over that for you.
What I'm going to do now before I park, you always have trouble. A lot of people don't see in front of you what's right in front of you. You know, when you go into a gas station, you have that little roll bar, that little bump bar. You can actually hit this button here. You can actually see right in front of you. You hit it again, it actually opens up everything. So you coming up here and you can see that you're not going to hit the curb. And now if you want to back up, before you back up, you can hit this. You can actually see everything around you. I can actually see the house that's completely directly to the left of me. I'm going to hit my reverse camera. You have a 360-degree view. Now you still have your original backup camera that we're accustomed to, but now you also can see the very top part of the vehicle and everything surrounding in your area. So when you're backing up, you can actually see where the lines where I was just parked. You can see where everything's moving. You don't even have to look at your rear view mirrors anymore.
Although we do suggest that you do.
Yes.
Be safe as possible. But I really think that the key things to take away that Bryce has said today is the fact that once there was big SUVs that were difficult to drive, and with the technology and the safety features and this all-new Redesign Expedition, that is a thing of the past. I mean, you can drive this with absolute ease. It doesn't feel like you're driving a massive SUV, and it's just an amazing vehicle. So we appreciate you watching this. Make sure you stay tuned tomorrow, where Bryce is going to go on our walk around Wednesday and talk about the outside of this 2018 Ford Expedition Max Limited. Or you can just come on down to Jim Bass Cars and Trucks, ask for Bryce. He'd be happy to show you around this vehicle or any other vehicle on the lot.